How's it going, guys? I sure hope you're having a great start to your week as stocks are going nuts across the board. The S&P hit all-time highs, the Nasdaq did as well, and Nvidia's completely breaking out, also hitting all-time highs as memory stocks continue to run. Tesla's looking really good, and a bunch of other stocks are looking great here, guys. So we have a lot to talk about. We're going to break down Nvidia, the memory stocks, Tesla, what I'm doing here in this market. So guys, hit the like button, consider subscribing, join the Patreon if you want to keep up with my actual portfolio updates, my trades, investments, how I sell options to create income, and if you want to be a part of my private Discord, it's all on Patreon. Link down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stasserfest.com/Patreon. And now, of course, cheers, take a sip of your coffee, and let's dive into it. So let's start off with Nvidia, then we'll break down the indices quickly and talk about memory stocks as well. So Nvidia heading into earnings is doing what I feel like Nvidia does every time heading into earnings, and that is it's going up. It's ripping. I mean, guys, this cup and handle that we talked about many times last week is starting to now fully play out. You guys see the cup right here, the handle right here, and now we're completely breaking out to 220. We're actually at 222 right now, again, hitting all-time highs. The all-time high is officially, as of now, $222.30, and now we're up about, let's see, 35% off the lows. Think about that, 35%. And, that's not much, I guess, considering how much SanDisk, Micron, all these other stocks are up. But, man, for the size of Nvidia stock, the company being a $5 trillion market cap, 35% is ridiculous. We're talking about, this stock, this company went from, what was it, a 3.8 trillion market cap to now over 5 trillion. It essentially added another, what's Meta's market cap? Like a trillion, 1.5. It essentially added Meta's market cap in the span of just over a month. If you think about it like that, roughly, right? That's ridiculous. And I think we have more upside here, especially in the back half of the year. But with earnings coming up, who knows? I mean, historically, Nvidia has sold off after earnings the last couple of quarters. So, the setup here is similar to what we saw, but the environment now is a little bit different than what we had or what we were in a couple of quarters ago, right? Now we just got big tech earnings and we're seeing, holy crap, the demand is through the roof still for, Nvidia, which in turn that trickles down to memory, right? The demand, we're still in this super cycle, and that is the environment we're in now. Based on those most recent earnings we got, it's a bit different than, I guess, the last couple of quarters, but that doesn't mean we can't go down after earnings like we have before. But again, the fact that we're in a bit of a different environment leads me to believe maybe we don't sell off as much post earnings here. But either way, man, this stock is being pushed to the moon. And we made a video when it was at 195, and I literally told you guys I think it's going to run into earnings. Now we're at 222, so we're up like $30 a share from that point. And I think it's gonna. I think there's a chance we go up even more before earnings. But again, historically, it does see a sell-off, but this is a technical breakout. So even if it does sell off, we're still within the breakout here. And I think in the back half of this year, guys, I think we're going 250. I think we're going maybe higher than that. So for me, I got a question in my Discord earlier. Stas, are you selling Nvidia before earnings? Are you looking to get out of it? And I said, absolutely not. This is a long-term investment for me. If anything, I might sell covered calls because, again, considering we've sold off the last couple of times, maybe that's the way to do it or approach it here. Premiums are sky high. Maybe if I picked a 250 strike, we could make some money in the short term. But even then, I'm like, Should I even cap my upside on Nvidia stock here? It might not be the smartest move, to be honest. I'm going back and forth on if I'm selling covered calls or not to create some, income here within the portfolio on a stock that I'm already up a lot on, that's gone up a ton, right? Where premiums are sky high. So I'm thinking about it. But then again, I'm like, what if this saw a Micron level run after earnings? Which, I mean, look, is it going to run up as much as Micron? Absolutely not. But could it run up another 10%, 20%? Yeah, it could. And I would be kicking myself if I had some shares called away. But either way, Nvidia, guys, it's technically breaking out. We're finally taking out this multi-month resistance at about 210. So the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. And you could argue a lot of the earnings are being priced in right now, but what if they come in with an insane guide? It's up to interpretation what's going to happen from there, right? So I love the way Nvidia's setting up. I'm long. It's my second biggest position right now. Amazon's number one. Nvidia's number two. I think Alphabet is number three as of now, which Alphabet I've owned for years, and that's done so well for me. I mean, holy smokes, man. Google stock has been going through the roof. And Tesla's creeping up for me as well. We might as well talk about some other stocks now. We'll talk about memory. We'll break down the indices. So make sure you guys stick on throughout. Hit the like button, by the way. Make sure to subscribe. Hit that follow button if you haven't done so already. So Tesla is filling the gap that we talked about last week in the Discord. We talked about how if Tesla broke through 410, I think it actually started peaking through 410. The triangle started playing out. I told you guys 435, 440, and that's where we are now. And I think this is the start of the breakout towards 500. That's my humble opinion here on Tesla. And I think now that we filled the gap to 435, 440, RSI is a bit hot on the 4-hour chart. We're at 83 on the RSI. Maybe it sees a little bit of resistance here, but the second it takes out 440, 445, I think this thing's going to go. I think we're going back towards the all-time high, quite frankly. I think we're probably going to see some resistance at about 465, 470, right around the highs here from the end of September, all throughout October into November. So I think we'll see some resistance at 460. But man, once that breaks, yeah, I think we're going 500, and this is exactly why I was buying Tesla all throughout this drawdown. I added, I think, as low as 350, I believe. I have to go back and check my buys, but I bought a good chunk down here, and yeah, now we're making that run. So I think we're going mid-high 400s pretty soon here on Tesla. So I'm excited about that. And let's see, before actually we talk about memory, let me show you the S&P. We're hitting all-time highs today at 740 on SPY. The Qs are hitting, let's see here, guys, 714, another all-time high. By the way, the Qs are up 0.4%. SPY's up right now about the same, 0.3, 0.4%. Okay, not bad. The Russell's actually leading the green today, up around 0.75%. Not bad. Almost at all-time highs. And the Dow is slightly green, kind of break even, chilling right under 50K points. And look, we're less than 1,000 points away from all-time highs. So we're probably going to get there, right, guys, pretty soon here, maybe even this week. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And when it comes to memory, Micron is up another 5.5%, ticker MU, which, I mean, this is unreal, unbelievable. This thing in the overnight market ripped all the way to 810. We saw the drawdown to about 745 this morning. That was at 5 a.m. East Coast time. Then we got a pump at open. We hit another all-time high at 818, guys. And now we're down a little bit off that high, about 4-ish%. And we're still up 5.5% on the day, trading at 780. So I get a lot of questions every day. Stas, should I buy Micron here? Should I buy Micron here? Is it too late? And look, you never know if it's too late. You never know. But it is very overbought. If you're buying here, I don't want to say you're playing with fire completely because look, I think we could still go to $1,000, but man, you better have balls of steel if you're buying Micron at $800 when it was just under $500 2 weeks ago. You got to have balls of steel to buy into this momentum, and that's what it is. This is pure momentum. There are so many buyers. The options market is nuts right now on Micron. You name it, man. There's so much buying going on that it's a momentum play, right? If you're buying here, you're betting it's going to go to 850, 900 before it pulls back, you know? So I think it's dangerous. I got to be honest. I think it's dangerous buying here. I think it's wise. It'd be smarter to wait for a little pullback, kind of like what we got in the morning here. If you timed it in the morning at 5 a.m., if you were up at 5 a.m. East Coast time, guys, you could have got it at 750. But man, it's dangerous. I don't know how else to put it. Micron's up so much. SanDisk is up a lot. And again, I think there is more upside in these stocks. But for me to be like, okay, it's time to buy, I just need to wait for a pullback, even if it's a 5% drawdown, right? That makes me more comfortable buying in. But you could also look at it as we might not get a substantial pullback. And if you think that, okay, if you think that way, the best thing you can do is, I guess, scale into it, right? If you're not already in, if you're not sitting on a lot of gains, if you're waiting to get in, you're fighting the FOMO a little bit, but you also want to get in and take advantage of this wave, right? Maybe scaling in is the way to go. And by that I mean dollar cost averaging little by little. So if you buy, let's say, Micron at 790 and it dumps tomorrow to 700, you're not all in at one price at these insanely high levels. You can kind of scale in and, build your position if you think it's going to 1,000, if you think it's going there. And look, based on the earnings estimates, guys, based on the multiples here, Micron's still trading at a pretty cheap value. And if you think it's going to match SanDisk's valuation, which I think it's higher, and these other memory names, Micron's got more to go to match their valuations, considering they're their peers, right, in the space. So you look at them as comparables. So Micron's got more to go if you think about it that way. Looking at the PE multiple, looking at earnings per share growth, and you can make that argument for SanDisk, but I think Micron's got more upside in the short term than SanDisk, in my humble opinion. So look, man, it's dangerous. I would not go all in. If you're sitting on, let's say your account's 100K, you're in a bunch of cash, right, and you want to go all in, right? The time to have gone all in was when we were buying Micron back here on this dip. Remember that, guys? Our lowest buy was $326 a share. That was the time to go all in, make that big bet. And if you're going all in here, again, you're playing with, fire, in my opinion. I would dollar cost average, be a little bit more safe about it, because this type of momentum to the upside, I know it seems like it's never going to pull back, but this type of momentum could easily happen on the downside as well. And mark my words, guys, if Micron sees a substantial pullback, and I mean not a 5-10%, I'm talking like a 20, 30, 40% drawdown during this run up, I'm going to go in heavier, right? Heavier. But for now, I'm just waiting. I'm being patient. Even if that means, I miss out on some more gains. It is what it is. It is what it is, right? Look, I've been doing this for 10 years plus, and for me, I've seen this happen before, time and time again, where stocks get, in euphoria, I've seen stocks get to euphoric levels, and a lot of the time, man, it ends kind of ugly. But what makes this time different is the fact that we're seeing their EPS shoot through the roof, the memory super cycle, the AI infrastructure boom, the whole AI trade, the whole AI boom. That makes this time potentially different, but that doesn't necessarily, negate the fact that we've gone up so much. Market mechanics, the market seems a bit broken now, right? But that, I still think we're due for a pullback, right? I still think the market will give us a pullback, and I'm being patient for it. Right? What do you guys think? Other stocks ripping. Coherent is up a lot. We call this breakout as well. Coherent's in this AI trade as well. It's up 14%. So what a day for Coherent. Nebius is also going bananas today, up around 8.5%. So talk about the day, a day that we're having. The AI trade has never been hotter, it seems like. And for me, man, Nvidia is my biggest trade or position in the space right now, and I couldn't be more excited about it. The way is finally starting to break out of this, multi-month consolidation that we saw, and a lot of people threw the towel in on Nvidia. Oh, it's done. When it was at 160, people were saying, oh, it's going down to 100, 120, and I was just laughing because that couldn't have been further from the truth. And now we're really solidifying a breakout, not only on the 4-hour time frame, but on the 3-year chart as well. So I think we have a lot more to go on Nvidia, and even if it sees that classic post-earnings sell-off, I don't give a crap. I'm going to be looking to buy more, quite frankly. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Join the Patreon, my Patreon, if you want to keep up with my actual portfolio updates, my private Discord. All of that is linked down below, pinned in the comments as well, or go to stasurfs.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you all in the next video.